Why do we keep learning about things like algebra and quadratic formula and things that will never pop up in the real world? Why do we learn about things that's actually going to be useful to us, like, for example, how to pay our taxes?
Is a question that comes up quite a lot as a math teacher, whether I'm just talking to regular people saying that I teach math, in the math classroom, and on online debates. Now, it's a little bit weird because here in New Zealand, taxes are taken care of for us, so it doesn't really make sense why we should be learning about taxes. But nonetheless, it is a good question. But never mind the taxes, those other bits, algebra and the quadratic formula, those are actually really important. This is a spreadsheet channel, and spreadsheets like Excel and Google Sheets, which most of the world runs on, is algebra. The quadratic formula is just one use of algebra, and it helps us build our problem-solving skills and linking things to one another. Combine those two together, plus some addition, subtraction, and percentages, is all taxes are. So in high school, you do actually learn the skills that are needed to pay your taxes. But let's put all that stuff aside and put it all into one spreadsheet so that we can easily calculate our taxes using a progressive tax system like what we've got here in New Zealand. We're going to continue in the same workbook that you have a copy of from previous videos, and we're going to calculate our taxes directly in that for one person and then for many people. So let's dive right in. So we have here the spreadsheet with the calculations that you came up with from the previous videos. And today we're going to add on to the total earnings, or I guess take away from the total earnings, the taxes that we need to pay to our local government. Now, the information in this video is going to be dependent on where you are, both in position and in time. So once we've done all the calculations in this spreadsheet and you're following along and you've got the same answers as me, then you can change up the numbers for your specific case. So let's just create another spreadsheet here, another tab. So this one will be our lists. So it's a good idea to have a lists tab, and this list tab is going to have all of the information that you need to keep referring back to. In this new tab, we need to extract data from a government website of some kind, or some sort of information that you have access to. Here in New Zealand, the information is given to us right here. Now, this information is from the government, and you can see here we have different tax rates. Now, these tax rates do take into account levies that take care of medical issues. So the tax rates you get here aren't the actual income tax rates. These are income tax plus ACC medical levies. So it's a cost of around about 1.96% for medical taxes. So the first thing we need to do is calculate the cumulative tax, and that is the tax at each step along this path. So the first one is just going to be these two multiplied together, but then it gets a little bit more difficult from there, because sure, between $14,001 and $48,000, we get charged 18.96% for our taxes, but before $14,000, we only get charged 11.96%. So we need to take that into account. So the formula is going to be equals, open a bracket, this number, take away this number. And I know that minusing 0 doesn't really do anything at this point, but we're going to copy this formula down and it's going to make more sense later on. And then multiply that by the previous tax rate. We're going to add to that the previous tax amount for the previous step and then press enter. We get $1,674.52. We're going to take that number and just copy it down by double clicking that handle. We've lost the underline down here, so let's add it back in. Now this total at the bottom is not the total of these added up. This total is the total based on a single person's taxes. So if we take a look down here, we've got single person, and we can see their total earnings was $322.63 for 43 hours of work. So we're going to bring in that information into this tab. So let's say equals this number, just so it's in here. And then we're going to multiply this by 52 because it needs to be the tax over the entire year. Now this number here, 16,776, lies in between these two numbers. So a portion of this will be calculated using 18.96%, and then anything below $14,000 will be taxed at a rate of just under 12%. So we're going to start off with an equals and the XLOOKUP formula. Now XLOOKUP is the newer version of VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is still available to you, but we're going to go with XLOOKUP now. So the search key is going to be this number here. The lookup range, where are we looking for that number? Well, it's going to be in this section here. We'll put a comma, and we'll just start off with the very basics. So we're going to look for a dollar value in this column here. We'll put a comma, and the next property is missing value. Now in this case we don't have any missing values, so we're just going to ignore that by putting another comma. And then what is the match mode? If we push the down arrow here, we can go down to match mode here, and it's saying what match mode do you want? We're going to use -1 because -1 here is looking for an exact match or the next number that's lower than this search key. So we'll put in -1, and then we don't need the search mode, so we'll just press enter. So effectively what it's doing is it's looking for the next lowest number within this list. Because if we went to the next highest number, it'll be this one, and we don't want to be taxed at a higher rate than we need to. Now that was pretty easy, but that's not the full formula. This 1674.52, that is only the amount that is being taxed up to $14,000. Now we need to calculate everything above that $14,000 up to 16,776. So let's re-enter the cell. And we're going to add to that this number. Actually, I'm going to start with a bracket. This number minus this number here. We want the 14,001, but we can't just click on this because as we get more and more income, we want to find the correct number. So again, we're going to use another XLOOKUP. The search key again is going to be this number here. The search range or the lookup range will be this section here. The result range is going to be the same column because we're going to be looking for the next closest income level, in this case 14,001. We'll press a comma, the missing value just like before, we're going to ignore it, and the match mode -1 just like before because we are looking for the next lowest number. So we're going to multiply that by another XLOOKUP value. The search key is going to be the same value, then a comma. The lookup range, we're still looking within the dollar range, but this time what is the result range? We want to select the tax rate because we're multiplying by the correct tax rate. 2 commas to get rid of that missing value, and then a -1 for the match mode. Let's close brackets, and that gives us a total tax of $2,200.75 on our earnings before any deductions. So if you've got deductions that are non-taxed, then put that in first and then apply this tax formula to those earnings. Now let's just go through and check that everything works. So if we have $14,001, we should be getting $1,674.52, and that's exactly what we do. Let's go to the next one. We'll go, let's jump up a bit. Let's go 136,545. And this number down here should change to 37,973.18. Let's press enter, and that's exactly what we see here. Let's do one more. $180,001 gives us exactly what we're expecting. So this formula is working just fine for one person. We're going to go through and lock all of these ranges because these ranges are super important and shouldn't move at all. So that gives us the total amount we're being taxed. Now let's take this formula and we're going to apply it back to this single person. So let's go back here and let's add in a few extra lines. So I'll just select these few and go 6 below. Now this is our total earnings, and let's put in here our deductions. The deductions will be 0 for our case because we don't care about any deductions at this stage. The first thing we'll do is turn our earnings minus deductions into an annual equivalent. So let's just call it annual equivalent. So let's take our earnings, take away any non-tax deductions, and we'll multiply that by 52. And that gives us our annual earnings, 16,776. Now let's just change these numbers here to more normal rates. So let's go $25 an hour, and now we're actually getting some decent money. Next up, we need to calculate our tax based on the annual equivalent earnings. So in this cell, we're going to go back to our lists, and we're going to copy this formula over back to our single person tax. And if we press enter, we can see that we're referencing some wrong cells. We've got an orange cell over here, we've got a purple and maroon and blue array over here. So we need to change these references to the correct places. Now we see I8 here. I8 is way over here, but really we should be referencing this cell here, the 57,850. Now that's in cell H16. So I'm just going to escape from that and then hold Control and press H. We're going to be finding I8 within the formula and replace it with, what was it? E16. Let's just double check. E16, yes, that's right. Now I'll change the search from all sheets to specific range, and this automatically chooses E17, the cell that we're currently selected. Click on also search within formulas and click on replace all, and we get 4 instances replaced. So if we click on done and press enter, we can see we're now referencing E16, which is now orange. Now at the moment, these bits are also wrong because they're referencing these, but they should be referencing those cells within the lists tab. So all we need to do is before each of these references, type out lists or whatever you've named your tab, copy this across to each of those references. Press enter and we get $11,219.42 in tax. That's our annual equivalent tax. We want to know what it is weekly, so our weekly tax would just be this number divided by 52, and we get $215.76. Now the cool thing that the Inland Revenue have done is they have given us the tax rates for each income level. So if we bring that up, there it is there, we can see down here we have a lot of tables. These tables here give us all of the weekly pays from $1 up to $3,846 per week. Now our earnings here were $1,112.50. So if we open up our our tables here and we search for 1112, 1112 is here, and we get $215.60. And if we look here, $215.76. The difference here is we've got an extra 50 cents. If we went 1112 and nothing else, $215.60, exactly what the spreadsheet tells us right there. Let's just change that back using Control Z, and we get $215.76 in weekly tax. From there, we can add on any deductions to our weekly tax, whether it's a student loan, child support, union fees, whatever you need, you can add in your deductions and then calculate your net income. Now, your net income is just going to be your total earnings, take away any deductions, take away the tax. And make sure you do have two sections for deductions. You've got the pre-tax deductions and then the after-tax deductions. So make sure you know which is which. So our net income, the amount we take home in this case, is $896.74. And if you really want to know what your effective tax rate is, it's just going to be equal to your weekly tax divided by your total earnings. In this case, 19.4%. And that's how we calculate tax for an individual person, but how do we do it for multiple people? Well, we'll see that in a moment, but before we do, if this information has been helpful, please let me know by leaving a like and a comment. Now, to calculate the tax for multiple people, it's going to be fairly similar. So let's just copy this across to our secondary page here. This is our multiple people that, again, you have access from previously. Let's paste this in, and we can see we get a 0. All we need to do is just update this information here, and we do need to add in a slight adjustment. So up here we have this number here, AA5, which we can see here is currently looking at this cell up here. We need it to look at this cell down here, which is Z6, but we also need to multiply it by 52. The reason we need to multiply it by 52 is because we don't have that extra row in there for the annual equivalent earnings. So let's just go through and fix those up in our formula. So everywhere we see AA5, we'll replace it with this number. Press enter and we get $7,929.20. Now that's a lot of taxes for earnings of $903. So at the end, we do need to put a bracket around everything and then divide by 52 to give us $152.48, not including any deductions, but any pre-tax deductions. Now let's take a look at this number here, 903.65. We'll go back to this table, 903.65, scroll up, 903. So we should be looking at just over 152.36, 152.48. Perfect. We just have some extra change in our formula. Let's go ahead and copy this down. And there is all of the different earnings, as simple as that. And that is how you calculate your taxes. Now, of course, you need to add in any deductions, either pre-tax or both pre-tax and post-tax, and then you'll be able to calculate your net income, which is going to be earnings minus deductions. So going back to the original skit, you do learn about taxes. You know how to do addition, subtraction, percentages, following a logical sequence of steps, so you know everything that you need to in order to calculate taxes. Now, of course, there is a whole bunch of different laws and regulations around taxes, which is why some people pay massive amounts of taxes, even though they might be some of the lowest income earners. And then the highest income earners and corporations pay the lowest amount of taxes, but that's where the accountants come in so they can do the heavy problem solving. What we've done today is calculate the very basics, so now it's up to you to take that further and see what sort of things we can do to adjust these taxes. Are there a way to get around things by making loopholes? Are taxes really something you want to pay? In my case in this country, yes, I absolutely want to pay these taxes because they are helping out the community as a whole. Of course, if you're living in a more corrupt country, then maybe paying taxes isn't what you want, because all of those taxes might be going to the military or going into the pockets of corporations. So you do you, whatever your values are and however you see taxes fit into your lifestyle. Make sure you know the laws, and of course, make sure you get financial advice from an accountant within your country. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.